Live. How's it going, guys? Welcome to week 3 of Tears of Bitter Manor, the Dungeon World Pathfinder crossover. I'm, of course, GM Arthur Perkins. I watched Wally today. That's my thing. Jim, how are you doing this week?
Good. Like I was saying before we started, I'm in the middle of an unhealthy relationship with Mass Effect. I may have, in the last week and a half, played 24 hours of Mass Effect 2 and 31 hours so far in Mass Effect 3.
You say unhealthy, I say reasonable.
Yeah.
Just some good numbers.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm getting trolled by some guy on Twitter who keeps reminding me that I killed Rex.
Krogan murderer. Racist.
You killed the entire Krogan society. You
I
know that, right?
saved them! I killed
Really?
the genophage.
With Reeve in charge. Oh, man. Yeah, they're on the road to diplomatic annihilation.
I'm just about to launch the assault on Earth, so I'm assuming I'm near the end of the game.
Did you do Leviathan yet?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's a bit weird.
Did that late last night.
The very end of it is so dumb.
Yeah, I finished it at about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was
You would have been down in, like, the ocean, and they'd be like, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 for 15 minutes, and then it'd be like, make a choice. But it doesn't matter, because the dialogue is the same either way!
Citadel, on the other hand,
That sounds
was
familiar.
an amazing
Citadel was
ending.
amazing.
Considering now I have an actual alcoholic on my crew in Ashley Williams, and a functional alcoholic in the form of Tally Voss Normandy.
Oh, that's right, you kept Ashley alive. Yeah, man, they completely changed her character between 1, 2, and 3.
Yes, they
Yep.
did.
People are mad as F over that.
Yup.
All I have to say is Kai Malenko, man. He's a bro. He's a bro.
No, the bro is Garrus Vakarian.
Yeah,
but
Garrus Vakarian, man.
I just caught making out with Tally in my gun battery. That was the last thing I did before I logged off for the game tonight.
Yeah, you're about to do the quest for Earth then? Well, have fun exploring a third of the content of the original game. That is a grind.
So it's not something I'm going to be doing in one sitting.
I don't know. Earth
One
didn't-
sitting, yes,
no,
but
don't
that's
listen to him.
all you're going to
Earth
be
does
doing.
not take that long. Earth is just a couple of hours.
Okay.
Listen, man. Earth has some pretty good scenes, but out of the whole Mass Effect series, I think my favorite moment, obviously, it has to do with the Turians. It's when Lieutenant Victus is like, victory at any cost! And it's just like, I'm going to kill everybody! And blows himself up. Yeah.
Pretty much everything involving the Turians is awesome. in
Yeah.
that series.
Turians are just like, fuck it. You think we're space Nazis? No, we're space heroes!
I'm Garrus
Blow everything up.
Vakarian, and this is now my favorite spot in the Citadel. Anyway,
Listen, there's one very important question. Did you get the Krogans their fish on the Citadel? In Mass Effect 2.
no.
Very important.
That
No?
was Mass Effect 2? I thought that was Mass Effect... Oh yeah, that was Mass Effect
It's
2.
2, and it carries over into 3. Rookie mistake.
It's a blind playthrough!
Rookie mistake.
You gotta explore the whole Citadel in
You actually
every
have to
game.
stand there and listen to them talk about the fish for like 3 minutes, and there's
Why?
no quest marker, they're just talking about fish, and then you have to go investigate the fish with no quest marker. It's the secretest quest of all.
That's
I must have loaded in a Mass Effect 2 save that didn't have that. I gotta look up
Ish.
what happens.
Anyway, we should probably move on from this.
No, we could, listen, man, we're gonna have a whole show talking about Mass Effect.
Clearly what needs to happen is I need to download OBS and stream my endgame, apparently, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is that all it takes to create a channel, is just have OBS and have
Yeah.
a Twitch ID?
Sure.
Oh,
I can walk you through it sometime.
okay. Anyway,
Oh, man, the problem is if I do Mass Effect for, like, a full playthrough, do all 3 games, you pretty much won't hear from me for, like, 2 weeks, because I'll just be like, oh my god, more Garrus! Gotta keep him alive, no death, loyalty missions, over and over again! Fuck
So
Vega.
speaking of Garrus death stuff, when I was finishing up Mass Effect 2, and I was doing the Collector
Fucking
suicide
monster.
mission.
You monster.
You
No.
killed Garrus?
No, I didn't, but I almost did. I got to the stupid swarmy thing. I had Samara as my biotic. I got Miranda through the door, and then it caught Garrus, who was my other party member. I'm like, no, fuck this bullshit. I'm starting the whole mission over. And then I lost Legion in the same way.
Yeah, but he comes back.
Yes, he did, but
not
I was
the
not going to
same.
lose Garrus.
It's not the
Garrus
same.
is my super bro.
Yeah, not the same.
All right, listen.
Yeah,
Here's the
sounds
important
familiar.
question, all right?
He
I
comes
didn't
back, but he's not the same.
What happened with the Geth on Rannoch? Did you ally with the Geth, or did you destroy them?
I destroyed them.
You're a fucking monster.
You're such a monster.
You're a monster.
I was siding with the Quarians.
You're a monster. You can get both. You could have had peace in our time. You could have had Geth and Quarians working together for the first time in 300 years. You're a monster. You killed Legion twice.
You're a terrible person.
And I
Shepherd
killed and
Commander.
Ashley killed Rex.
Shepherd
Nope.
Commander.
Shepard outranks Ashley. Ultimately, this responsibility is
I
on you.
chewed her out for that.
Did I ever send you,
You didn't
the Toy
throw her off
Story,
the ship?
the Toy Story Rex wheel?
No.
All right, let me find
I'm amazed
this.
you didn't tweet it at me with the "You're a monster" tweets all week.
You are a
Why are we
monster.
still talking about my Mass Effect?
Because
play?
you're
Because
a
you're a
monster.
monster.
I'm putting it in the Roll20 chat. It's really good.
Okay.
Motion for Buzz to shoot Rex.
I am a Frost 91.
Oh my god, is this a picture for ants? Yeah, this is a picture for ants.
Well, zoom in
No
on
way I
it.
can. There's no way
I
can
can't
see
even
that.
All right,
read
fine.
that.
I'll find
It's
a better
so-
picture. Dan, why don't you, instead of complaining, tell us what you're doing today. Dan, how are you?
I'm fine today. I neglected to mention yesterday. I mentioned it to all you guys already, and the people at home might have noticed a bit. But I GM'd my first TPK on Monday night. It was Season 0, Murder on the Silken Caravan, and these were all occult or ACG classes except for one ranger. And yeah, whoever the Harpies didn't kill, Gaspar and his hobgoblins did. Harpies killed one guy, Gaspar and his hobgoblins killed the rest. Because they fucking pit you against a level 4 fighter with a bastard sword. Keyed up for damage with his bastard sword.
Listen to this guy fucking spoiling the shit out of this scenario. I've never
It's a
played or
Season
run it.
0!
Man. I've never played or run it.
Whatever, you'll probably forget in like a week.
I don't forget that stuff. I can tell you shit about scenarios I haven't played in 3 years. Listen, Dan.
Listen,
there
I'm
are
telling you
times
stuff
I
with
rerun
no
scenarios
context.
without the PDF. I'm like, I actually know this whole thing by hand, man. Of course, that's Mr. Mwangi, but
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
because Mr.
Wong.
Mwangi is amazing.
Oh yeah, I can do that with Emerald Spire level 1 and.
oh,
a couple
come
others,
on
so-
now, Emerald Spire level 1. There's only one enemy type.
It's goblins.
Why would you? Dan, man, you're the new Kai. Holy shit.
We already discussed that Dan is a synonym for spoiler.
Oh my goodness. I need to find something you want to watch and then spoil it for you so you know how it feels. I can't. Dumbledore killed Snape? Maybe? I don't
We
know.
ruined that for Gamer Siren, apparently.
Oh, no. It was something else that I ruined for her. But she didn't even watch whatever series it was. She didn't even
Oh.
watch it. Yeah, whatever I had spoiled was something she had no knowledge of. Listen, man, if you want spoilers, I'm going to start talking Brandon Sanderson and start blowing some minds here.
Would that be
no,
War Breakers? Or War
Don't do
Breaker?
that.
Oh, man, Warbreaker's
That's-
so
This
good.
little post-it note that I have on my monitor reminding me
That's-
to read that at some point?
Let's not talk about anything Brandon Sanderson related.
Warbreaker is the gateway drug to Sanderson.
Okay.
Well, listen, man, I'm gonna keep it up on DJ Wheat. If you watched,
What you doing to
did you watch the last Swan Song?
Yeah.
He was like, some guy was sending a message to me about all of the Sanderson books. That was me, man. I outlined all of the Sanderson books to read in order. Yeah, that's me.
He was happy about that, as I recall. Right?
Yeah.
It's like pissing JP off, like trying to get JT to jump on the bandwagon.
Yes, everyone should jump on the Sanderson
That was you?
bandwagon. Yes, of course.
That's
It's
awesome.
me.
Did Wheat respond?
No.
Or just talk
No.
about you in Swan Song?
Just talk about me in passing. Listen, now we have to get back on track because we're like 10 minutes in and we're still doing introductions. All right, but it's completely my fault so far. Thor,
Yep.
if you could not spoil anything, can I ask you how your week has been?
Let me see. Let's see. Finished some video games. Watched some movies. Is it a spoiler if I say what? I'll just say absolutely nothing then. I've played some video games.
Hashtag Fenrir kills Odin. Lols.
Ooh.
Some video games were played. Some movies were watched. Some
It's okay to
shows were
say
watched,
what games
and
you played
stuff
or what you
happened.
watched.
That
The
was the
ant-
most spoiler-free introduction of all, Thor. I heartily approve.
I feel like you just cut everything out.
We
watched some
needed
stuff,
that. We
I
needed
played
that
some
after
stuff.
We needed that after Dan. We just balanced things out, man.
I'm sorry. Apparently, I get spoilery when I have a glass of wine.
Yeah, I also ran the. Oh my god, that scenario is weird. One of the new ones. Have you guys played any of the
I
season
played
6 stuff?
701.
So have I.
Yeah, I ran 701, and that was weird.
It's
702.
so long.
It's 702. If I hadn't cut it short, we could have been there 8 hours, man. That thing.
Because the new book is out and everybody needs to buy it.
Yeah, but this thing wasn't so much. The first one had like mindscapes and stuff. This thing was just an incredible amount of role play, like 6 encounters, none of them optional, and a puzzle that can take an hour or more. And it has the most ridiculous. There's one correct way to do it, and let me just tell you, it's going to frustrate people, but it's a really good idea. But it shouldn't really be a.
701, our table, we were doing one thing for so long that one of our players was convinced that by the time combat started, that we had to keep doing that one thing just to skip combat. And like, dude, it's not working. Just listen, I'm singing a raging song over here. Let's just get this done.
Yeah.
I played 701 and 622 in the last week and a half, and both of those for 1 to 5s were
702 is a
stupid long.
3-7.
Right.
Just
but
whatever you do not let yourself play 6 or GM 623, the
What's
darkest of
623?
the 623. So,
really? Because I'm playing it on the 29th.
Oh, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. I hope you have
is
a
it a
good.
killer?
No. Well, it can be. The main problem about it, I've GM'd this. I'm just going to say one thing. It's called an investigation scenario. That's the briefing. That's the intro. Open-ended investigation scenario. Fun times in Opara, and they could literally have written a scenario that happened on a railroad with you moving from one cart to the next. I have never seen as railroaded a scenario with as little plot. It's just, okay, go to that point and talk
Have
to
I
those
played
people.
The Darkest Abduction? I don't think I have. I think the latest one I've ran is Out of Anarchy. I haven't played that yet.
I
That's
ran
622.
it. I ran it as the last scenario I ran at Arthur here's con, AP Con, and after midnight on Sunday with no sleep from anybody and very little prep time because it was a new scenario, and we had a lot of fun playing it. Not because of the scenario, but because of how bad it was. One person even wrote I have a review here that one of my players gave it 4 stars, not because of the scenario, just because of how bad and how much fun we had in laughing over the scenario. There's literally no plot. It's a literal railroad, and then stupid stuff happens. It's man. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
But so be prepared for that.
May have been the worst introductions we have ever held, by the way.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, yeah, spoiler, 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 spoil, 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 spoil. By the way, I feel like I now need to spoil something. Wally was not as good as I expected it to be.
Well, yeah,
That's not that big a spoiler.
after years of hype, surely
I
it's
didn't
not
listen to
gonna be
any
as-
of the hype. It just there wasn't a lot of dialogue.
I
There's
tried.
no spoil.
I tried. My
Yeah.
intro started off really spoiler free. Then I like.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
you
it's
started
just the
talking
deeper
about
you want.
society.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Mistake.
I tried.
It's all right. We're gonna get started now. So about that getting started off, does anyone remember what happened last time?
Yep.
Poison
We
traps, soul-sucking leeches.
Mm-hmm. Things
Life-
from beyond this world.
Mind
touch
control worms attaching to our necks, which were the soul-sucking leeches.
blue hands touching people's butts.
The lamb was
Blue, whatever.
just lamb cooking.
Yep. And then
Sometimes a lamb is just a lamb.
They're like cigars.
we cliffhangered on the square where people were walking and making sure there were never 2 people going through there, where there's a lot of spirit activity and murders and generally violence. And we're trying to figure out if we can deal with that in a quick amount of time before we leave town, because murders are bad, but we've got also have other pressing issues.
All right, I just checked my Twitter, by the way. DJ Wheat just tweeted about Stormlight Archives, and now the whole Real Roleplay cast is all tweeting about it. So, yep. lots of Sanderson tweets. Read Sanderson if you haven't already. By the way, today we're sponsored by the amazing superstar By and Large. By and Large, saving the world. What do you guys remember as the last thing that happened before the break? That's what
I
think of.
am prepping spells, including contact spirits.
We were walking up to...
Okay, it doesn't tell us what we were doing, just what you were doing. Why were you prepping these things?
So I could investigate this phenomena.
Excellent.
I can detect the presence of spirits. Meanwhile, they're going to canvass the guides.
Yeah, can check and see if the guides knew anything. And we were walking up to a pair of them sitting on a bench when we cliffhangered.
Okay. Yeah, let's get back to that then. What are you saying to these guides? So it's a short man with red hair and a red beard, very neatly kept. Looks to be in his 20s with like a smudge of dirt at the end of his nose. And bright white teeth smiling. Just kind of like watching, and when he sees the 2 of you approaching, he's like, "Excuse me, friends, if you're looking to pass through this area, just gonna walk you through. There's been a couple incidents. Don't want anybody to stab each other."
That's generally a bad thing. Why have people been stabbing each other, do you think?
I don't know. There's some sort of magical force here. They've been stabbing each other. If you're looking for more information, you might want to try the local constabulary.
Oh, we have checked them, actually. But does it seem to be helping that you're guiding people through?
It only happens when only 2 people are in the area, so yeah. When we make sure that there's either 1 or 3 or more, then yes.
I see. Interesting. So, I don't suppose you, coming from this town, F-14 here, Frederick William...
He's not from this town.
Wasn't he from... Oh.
I'm from Taldor, not from
He's
this
from
city.
the Opera Mayfields.
Ah, so... Oh, yes, the Opera Mayfields. So, I don't suppose you've heard any stories about this, if this is some old thing or if this is some recent thing? Turning to your bardic knowledge?
Well, my bardic lore is of Legends of the Heroes of the Past, but, Arthur, could I don't know, spout lore on this?
Sure.
Wrong tab. There we go. Intelligence.
Okay, yeah. I have to tell you something interesting but not useful. And you're looking for what subject exactly?
If this phenomenon of random fits of murder has been long recorded in Taldan history of Casimir, or just
Yeah, you don't even have to
recently?
roll for that. You know it's recently.
It's only recently.
Yeah,
is what I'm asking.
You were told that it's only been over the last couple months.
But there's nothing in Taldan history
Like this particular event?
Similar to this. Yeah.
Not this kind of localized phenomenon, no.
Okay. This is not something that we have ever seen before in Taldor, to the best of my knowledge, which is extensive.
Of course. And how long have you been guiding people through? I ask the red-nosed gentleman.
The last couple of weeks.
Oh. And have you people stationed here all times of the day?
Well, we try to do what we can, but it's tough. We're a volunteer organization, and sometimes things happen and people don't show up for their shifts.
Yeah, can imagine that. And these murders that have been, random acts of violence that have been happening, I assume they've lessened somewhat. So this is working?
He kind of shrugs and says, I suppose they've lessened somewhat, but it's still happening, so who can say?
You can't seem to eliminate it entirely. Well, not without a 24-hour watch.
Aye.
That's not going to happen. Well, thank you. So, Fred, I guess we're going to have to find out what Enkurash has to say about this, unless you've got any good ideas.
Alas, I wonder if this is... As much as I hate the idea of leaving my countrymen to their fate, of secondary concern to us than our present job.
Yeah.
If Ankaresh has no ideas. But other than putting one of the three of us in the general vicinity and having the other two walk through the square on our own and seeing what happens using ourselves as bait, I'm at a loss for ideas.
Well, you could take a couple of people, wrap them up in blankets and have them walk through and make sure there's no weapons around. I'm just kidding.
Each other to death. They'll suffocate each other with the blankets.
I would not wish to risk the lives of others in this investigation.
Oh, of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying if...
Yeah, when you say that, Mobby actually shifts from behind you and is like... No.
Like I said, only kidding. But I don't either fancy the idea of me and somebody else doing it. Maybe if you and Encourage do it, there's
Less
then me and
danger.
then me and Mobby can separate you. I mean, no offense, you're a
I
little,
am
smaller.
I am fine with that. If that is if that is the path we decide to take, I'm fine with being the test subject.
But yeah,
Let's wait and see what I come up with before coming to any rash decisions now, shall we?
yes, I agree with that. As much entertainment as it might bring, and as much as I think you guys could use a little bit of a fist fight to get in shape and all that, I don't think it's wise to be doing that unless we need to. And I smile. Ah, so tell me. Oh, by the way, Arthur, did the guy actually tell me his name and I totally forgot it?
No, he never gave you a name.
So, by the way, the name's Aladamri. What is your name, sir?
He says, "My name is Hoyd."
Hoyd. How many of there are you in this organization? Or,
Hard to say.
volunteer?
There,
It's not
maybe
really.
a dozen or so. Maybe it's mostly a social group. You understand?
Yeah, okay. It's no real meeting place. You haven't, been trying to find out what's been going on. Just trying to, do what
I'm
you can.
no spiritualist or mage or arcanist. No.
I don't suppose you know of anybody in town who's been looking into this?
I heard that there was some sort of wizard about somewhere. Perhaps if you were to find him, he might be able to help you.
It's probably talking about me.
Yeah, guess we'll have to go with that then. Let's go find our wizard then, shall we?
Indeed, we should, but not just the two of us passing through here.
Now we got maybe. Sorry, maybe.
Mobby.
Yeah. Mobby.
Okay.
Well, so there's three of us. According to how this supposedly works, that should be fine. And if not, well, we'll at least learn something new.
Indeed, we will.
Okay. You walk through the area with no problem. Let's cut to Inky Rush finishing his preparations. What new spells have you prepared?
All of my cantrips, as well as Contact Spirits, Magic Missile, and Invisibility.
Okay.
So, I'm going... do I think I need to be in the area in order to contact the spirit?
Yeah.
Well,
Alright. I'll go in alone to contact the spirit.
Okay.
let's make sure nobody else enters then.
What spirit do you wish to contact? Or
I
you
wish
leave it
to
up me?
contact that big umbrella spirit.
Okay.
Any one question?
Well, you gotta roll for it, man.
Yeah. Oh yes, the 3D dice. Roll good. I did not roll good, but that's still a 7.
Still a partial success. Could have been worse.
What option do you want to choose for your wizarding?
Let's see. I don't want to lose a spell. Unwelcome attention it is.
Yeah, so you walk out there, you're weaving your magic with, like, hand gestures and sigils, and everyone who's here to watch somebody get killed is now pointing at you, and they're like, Go, run, tell your friends. There's some sort of crazy wizard down there. He's summoning demons and stuff.
Shit.
From beyond the fabric of reality comes a sort of purple outlined man. He appears to be very elderly, with like curly white hair and a long bushy white beard and a well-kept mustache. And as he walks forward, he limps slightly from his left leg where there's a knife sticking out of it, and there's the jingle of a large bag of coins on his right hip. And he just sort of looks toward you. His expression is pretty hateful.
That makes sense then. Robbed in the street. Robbed in the street by pickpocket. Who robbed you?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here.
Being smart about this.
My son, Ryger. And then he starts fading back into the oblivion that is beyond reality as we know it.
Do we know who the first victim was?
Nope. You do know who the first murderer was.
Ryger. That's it.
Well, I mean, you know where he is.
He's in
They
the
offered
prison.
to let you speak with the first victim, or the first murderer. A couple times.
Guess we might have to do that.
Yeah, let's run back to Swift Prison, bring him out here.
I'm not sure that's going to necessarily end well for him, but
Dude, he murdered his father for a bag of coins. Or at least I'm assuming it's for a bag of coins.
well, if you share the information about what the spirit said with me, of
course I'm sharing the information with you guys.
all right, well, that's you can't ask him any more questions, man.
I mean, I could cast the spell again. What do you want me to ask him?
You're putting me on the spot here. Let's see. Well,
How can we complete your business?
what will help you pass on? Yeah, what needs to be done? I mean, his son is in jail. That doesn't seem to. Well,
What do you need accomplished in order to pass on? That sounds like a good question.
it might not be. Maybe they never
Sounds-
caught Rygar. Maybe the first killing happened. Maybe this one wasn't counted among the killings. That this was just counted as a random street killing or mugging. So
FWM the 14th, you're noble. Do you know any, this guy had big facial hair. He's probably noble. Do you know any nobles named Rygar? Do I know any nobles named Rygar?
I don't know.
Do I?
Spouting lore.
Precisely what
I don't think Frederick William Mayfield the 14th would need to spout lore on this subject. It sounds like something he would know, right? Because he's been here before. He knows nobles.
I have the 3D dice.
Do you know
line.
a noble named Ryger?
Oh, I get to.
Think I do.
Yeah. Frederick William Mayfield the 14th. You can tell me if you've heard of him before. Yeah.
Let's go with no, just because.
Opera Mayfields.
Okay. Inkirash, you've heard of Ryger Man, who is the son of Tolger Man. Tolger was recently killed by his son in a street mugging accident.
Accident.
Well, that's what the son claims.
Mm-hmm. Alright, you want me to cast the spell again? Ask him.
well, ask him what he needs to be satisfied. Although I suppose it's probably going to be dragging his son out here and and stuff.
I'm alright with that.
Well, if he did really kill his father, then, that's kind of what he deserves.
Alright, rolling the spell.
But, be nice to have some confirmation on that.
I'll go ahead and forget the spell.
Okay. Yeah.
Before they come with torches. And...
What spirit are you summoning?
Same one as before.
Okay. The old man shows up as before. He seems a bit more hateful this time, though.
What needs to be done in order for your business to be complete and you to pass on to the next plane?
Bury the weapon used to kill me with my body. Then he dissipates.
Well, that's a slightly less violent option. I like it.
That is a less violent option.
Assuming we can find his body as well as the weapon.
Well, I guess if his son is in jail for the murder, I mean, they must have found a body and a murder weapon. Now we just need to.
Yeah, he's noble too. So
together.
he's noble too. So these things wouldn't just go missing.
Well, hopefully not.
Can we zoom cut to you back at the prison?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, and the first line you hear from the chief constable, Rouhani Shalif, is, yeah, the body and the weapon went missing.
Of course.
How did that happen exactly?
They were never recovered from the scene.
Perhaps we will have a word with your prisoner.
Forgive me for asking, but was there somebody there? The body and the weapon were seen at the scene of the crime, right?
Nope.
Neither?
Neither.
So
Then
you're not
how what's the evidence on which the murder was determined?
He confessed?
Interesting.
Yes, talking to the prisoner sounds critical.
Indeed.
Okay, she says, well, I tried to get you to talk to him before, but sure. I'm sure we can schedule an interview with him.
Thank you. Okay.
Is there anything you'd like to do while I get this arranged?
How's 5 minutes from now sound?
Okay, yeah.
I want a timetable.
We cut to 5 minutes from now. When we have the three of you entering Ryger Man's cell. Ryger's cell is, of course, a dark shithole, what you would expect from a lowborn rather than some sort of noble. He has a knife in his hands that he's using to, like, carve stuff on the walls. Looks like he's, like, playing games of tic-tac-toe with himself.
Is this similar to the knife I saw in the spirit?
Yes, it's the same knife.
Who let him have a knife in here?
The guard outside's like, sir, he came in with it. We don't question nobleborn when they turn themselves in for a crime.
You have him in a secure facility with a weapon.
You say secure facility, he goes,
you know what I mean.
oh, you're serious?
You know what I mean.
The dude's nutter. He just walked into the cell here.
You didn't even pay the fee for a proper facility in here?
He's nobleborn. I assume he worked it out with Miss Shalif.
Can you tell me your name, prisoner?
Yeah, the prisoner turns, and you can see he's still got facial hair. He looks much like his father, just a slightly younger version. Perhaps he's aged quite a bit over the past few days. And draws himself to his full height and says, Elf, you will address me as Ryger Man.
Well, not completely insane then. Good to hear.
I'm not insane.
From
You
what the
there.
guard said.
Why would you let one of your entourage speak to one of us like so? Can't you keep your pet under control?
He is not
House trained?
servant.
Wow.
I'm actually just laughing a little bit.
Wow. I
And
mean,
thus he is not my pet.
all my college
slave then.
buddies who
I understand.
all my college buddies who studied abroad in Absalom said that humans were dicks, but I didn't listen. No, sir. I did not listen. I should have listened.
And to make such assumptions in such an indelicate manner is unbecoming of one of our station in any event, I say back to Ryger.
Ryger rolls his eyes and just says, "Ugh, sanctimonious.
Anyway.
God, please take them away. I don't wish to speak to them anymore."
But we are having civil discourse in in the hospitality of the constabulary here in Casimir, and under the rules of hospitality, I believe we do not force the other party out. It is improper.
So the guard actually coughs into his hand. It's like, "Oh, well, I'm actually going to have to ask you boys to leave."
How are we supposed to do our job if you just ask us to leave at the first thing this man says?
He looks at you. He's like, "That's not my problem, is it? I don't work for you, and you don't work for us. And more importantly, my palms, well,
they are well
I ain't
greased.
wet my whistle in a couple days."
Yeah,
they need to be well greased.
Of course. That's how the system works. And we should take care of that so Rygar doesn't have to sit here alone with his thoughts. Those dark, terrible thoughts.
I agree. And I will hand him 20 coin.
Wow.
Yeah, you hand him 20 coin, he's like...
That's like...
oh, well, I think I'm gonna go grab me a pint. Just walks away.
Or
Ryger is just like, so lowborn of you.
He could buy himself.
I thought you were a nobleman, and now you bribing gods, such paltry sums.
I believe I paid for his evening on the town. I consider that quite hospitable of myself, frankly. But let's
several evenings.
Let's not beat around the bush anymore.
We need the knife. Where's the body?
Put it on the table. Yes.
He's like, body? What body?
Body of your father.
You know, your dad, the one you killed.
The body of my father is.
Nope. We are as clueless as you are.
I am trying to speak frankly with him.
Okay. So let's see here. You get to ask one question, right?
That was the let's put it all on the table.
Yeah.
I was trying not to actually say the name of the move.
Yeah, no, it's fine if you do. I'm the one who can't say the name of the move.
Oh, I thought we weren't supposed to actually say the name.
No, you can say the name of the move all you want. You just have to narrate yourself into getting to that position.
Oh, okay. How can I get you to tell me where the body is?
That only works on other players.
Oh, that's only players?
Yep. It literally says you can ask their player.
Oh. That's kind of useless then.
I don't know. Is it?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Never mind.
Yeah, you try to speak open and frankly with him, and he's just like...
He still thinks of me as a lowborn noble.
So
well,
crass.
You know...
Well, at least he didn't kill his dad.
I was trying to be civil with you, my friend, but I'm going to go outside.
You want me to do magic at him? I'll do
I
magic
don't know
at him.
what my colleagues are going to do, but I suspect it's less than hospitable. And I'll
Yeah,
leave
he
the room.
grips the knife pretty tightly and turns toward you finally and says, "You would dare threaten a Tal'dor nobleman with violence?"
Didn't sound like a threat to me.
No, I did nothing of the sort. I said I'm going to leave, and I don't know what's going to happen after that.
Yeah, like, he moves quickly and tries to grab you by the wrist. What do you want to do?
Yank my arm back.
Okay. Sounds like you're
Evading.
defying danger there by dexterity. Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't you mark that XP?
I'm going to mark that XP.
Yeah, he grabs you and then whips you around and puts his knife to your throat and starts walking you backwards into the cell and is like, "Why don't you and I have a little chat while your boys here, your slave boys, take a walk down to the part of the city where they belong?"
Let's
Does an elf
see.
get up? I was not aware of this.
Well, I'm thinking that since the last time you were alone with somebody, it was your father, and you shanked him for money. I don't reckon you're going to be a nice person to a total stranger. So
He's literally got his knife to Frederick William Mayfield the 14th's throat while you're saying that. Just
Yep.
looks at you incredulously. He's like,
I'm going to do a big showy display of magic. Like whip what's left of my robes up, bright red lights. I'm basically going to try to cast Prestidigitation in order to intimidate him.
you can cast Prestidigitation, but I don't think that's going to intimidate him.
I think I'd have to roll Charisma on top of that, right?
You don't actually have a move for this. That's the issue.
Well, I would have thought they don't have a move for Intimidation.
Okay. Arthur, what I'm trying to do, also, I don't know if there's actual move for that. I'm trying to do what you see in pretty much every movie. I'm trying to get the guy angry enough so that he takes the knife away from his throat and points it in my general direction, and then that's the cue for Frederick to kick him in the nuts and get out of that.
I would think that the way to do that mechanically would be to make a defend roll, and then you could redirect an attack from the thing you defend to yourself.
Oh, all right. I just walk forward.
Because that's what you're doing, right? You're defending
Yeah.
Frederick William Mayfield the 14th in this instance.
I'm like, not with my spear out, and I just walk forward to him. Yeah, shank him like you did your old dad. He was real happy about that. He told us all about it. Luckily, we got a wizard here who can talk to the dead. He's coming for you, you know.
Okay.
And I just smile and keep walking towards him.
Okay.
And I try to defend.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Yeah, you have some hold in case he attacks. Yeah, you start speaking on this matter with him, and he just says, "I'm not going to talk about this with you, some elven... Ugh. I told you, leave already. I need to speak with your master."
Hey, Eldamari. Psst. Secret elf conference. And I switch to Elven. How about I cast invisibility? We walk out that door, and I touch you with invisibility, you just walk right back in.
good plan.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there's not actually different languages.
Oh.
Not in Dungeon World?
No.
I'm whispering in his big pointy ear then.
Sure. Racist. Well, I guess we've now established that in your point of view, elves have big pointy ears in this.
Big pointy ears and a
They're
different
Galarian
language.
elves. Of course they have pointy ears.
Yeah. Ridiculously pointy
He's got a
ears.
point. Look at Crichton Shane.
Mm-hmm.
You shems.
Look at
Shemlin.
Shalalu.
Yep.
Knife ears.
Anyway, I'm going to try rolling that spell.
Okay.
We're gonna walk
around.
out the door. Yeah, we're gonna walk out the door. I'm just gonna cast a spell so that
Just around the corner, basically.
Yeah. Please roll good. Uh, damn. I think I'm gonna lose this one as well. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm just dropping spells.
So while you're out of the room, he and Frederick are going to have a nice talk. And so he spins you around, Frederick, and says, "No funny business. Why are you really here?"
We need your dad's body. I told you that.
He says, "I don't know where my dad's body is."
When you killed him, where did you leave the body?
I left the body where it sat.
Which was in the street?
Yes.
And nobody was... How did you get away with that? You confessed, but you'd think someone would notice that. Why did you just leave a body on the street? That's not very...
I don't
courtly.
remember. There's something... I was so angry. And then after I stabbed my father, I was just distraught. Just so much going on in my head. No, I don't think anyone saw. I don't remember. I think I would have killed them if they had said anything.
Is this the knife that you killed him with?
I think that's about the time when Ella Domri comes into the room invisible. And he says, yes, it is. This is the knife.
Well, it's a very nice knife.
He starts tapping it on your chest. He's like,
I can see it's a very nice knife, yes. Perhaps we can leave you to your business and have a private duel later?
he just looks at you. He's like, why would I duel you?
Because you seem to want to kill me. At least do it like a noble would.
I don't want to kill you. I just want you to get your damn knife ears out of my face. I'm trying to wait for my trial in peace.
If you didn't kill your father maliciously, we could...
I did kill him maliciously.
But you said you don't have motive.
So, like, when you start talking about this, he holds the knife up to his face and starts slamming it against it, like the flat part.
Perhaps...
Like, I don't want to talk to you about this. Just stop. Stop.
It would be your trial. You would be perhaps given a more lenient
I don't want a lenient sentence. I killed my father. Why won't anyone believe me?
We do. We just want to figure out why.
So, I think at this point he pushes you out of the cell past the invisible Ella Domre and moves to close the cell door while Ella Domre is still in there.
And I'm gonna try and grab the knife away from him by grabbing his arm with both of mine and sort of twisting him down and taking the knife away from him.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't you make some sort of strength roll? Because it sounds like you're hacking slashing to get the knife away from him.
There's no real actual other rule.
Yeah, on a 10 plus, I'll let you take the knife. On a 7 and 9, you take the knife, but you probably get stabbed in the process.
Sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah, I think that you need a mark XP. You rush forward, and your invisibility drops as you're trying to take the knife. He slams the door in your face and doesn't see you coming. So you, like, run into the knife that he's holding out. You're, like, trying to grab it, and your hand slides down it, and then your stomach rams into it. Can you roll a d6? And this is going to be armor piercing. You take 6 points of damage.
Ow.
Then he starts shrieking.